Hello, my name's Jude and I'm going to show you today how to prepare a single colour lino plate. If you have signed up for the course, in your pack you will receive a set of lino cutters, a piece of tracing paper and a flexi lino plate size A4. The first thing you need to do is decide what your image is going to be. If you look online at single cut linos, you'll find lots of images that can help you. It can be as simple as a leaf shape, or you can make up your own design with birds and leaves, or from natural forms, or from a photograph that you might have taken. Think of the image as just a single colour. So then we get to actually preparing the plate. I have chosen to do this image, which is a stylized drawing I've done of a tree in a landscape. It's quite small, and I suggest that for your first lino you cut your lino plate down and attempt a small lino to start with. So the first thing I have to do is cut my lino size out of this A4 sheet, and that's quite simple to do. I marked it off and I just cut through it with a scalpel knife, or you can do it with a craft knife or a Stanley knife. Cuts through it quite simply, and there is the size of my plate, and I have the rest of this that I can use for future plates. So I now have my lino and I have my drawing. So what I've got to do now is get my drawing onto the lino plate so that I know what I'm cutting. So the first thing we do is trace, and I suggest that you stick with this piece of masking tape your tracing paper over the top of your drawing. And with your 2B, HB, you don't want a hard pencil, you want quite a soft pencil. I'm just going to literally trace off the drawing onto my tracing paper. When I've done that, I now need to get this drawing onto my plate. When we're printing, the image is going to print in reverse. So I need to put the image in reverse onto my lino. So I'm going to turn the image over. First of all, I'm going to stick down the plate so it doesn't move, just with a bit of masking tape. Then my tracing, which I'm going to put on reverse onto there. And then the relationship of the plate to the tracing is correct. I'm then just going to rub on the back of the lines to get my image onto the plate. Just check occasionally that the image is coming through. You might not be able to see it totally clearly on this video, but it does come through. So I would just rub all over the back of that. Then I'm going to get a biro and I'm just going to draw over my lines, because the pencil will rub off where the biro will remain while I'm cutting. So I'm just going to go over the whole thing, so that I've then got my image drawn on my plate. Now I'm ready to cut. This is your cutter handle, and in here you've got various blades. The first one is for cutting around the outside of shapes, but you might not need that. But I'm just going to show you how it works. So you unscrew that, you put your blade in, and then you tighten it up. This is like a scalpel blade, and it can just be used for defining areas. So if I went round this area, which I'm going to cut out, so that I don't go beyond the line. Before you start cutting, it's a good idea to shade in the areas on your plate that are going to print. In other words, these are the areas that you are not going to cut out. You are going to cut out now the unshaded areas. So I've drawn around this area with this cutter because I'm going to cut that shape away. So I'm going to change to my general cutter. I'm going to go for not too big a one. Put that in. Now when you cut, you should always have your hand here, not here. Obviously if you hold the plate like this and you cut, there is a danger that you might cut into your hand. So always put your hand here before you cut and move the plate around. So I've got my guiding line there, and I'm just going to very carefully cut away this background area that I don't need. You don't need to press into the plate, you glide across it. So I'm just going to cut all that away. See, I'm moving the plate as well as the cutter. And you can see that the image is starting to appear. So everything I cut away will not print, everything I leave will print. Try and get a smooth background. Sometimes it's quite nice to leave these cut marks in the background as it gives the print a nice quality. So when I get to something like this, where I'm going to leave two of those thick lines, but I'm going to get rid of that middle bit, so that I might be able to do that just in one cut. It's a bit stretchy, this, you just pull it away. And then I'm going to go the other side of this line, and then I started to get my line. So you continue around until you've cut away everything that you don't want to print, and you end up with a lino like this. And that's my finished lino. In the next video, I'll be showing you how you can print your lino. Thank you very much.